There was a rule back in the 80s, like anytime anybody ever wants to hold paper for you, where you don't essentially have to hinge your credit on it, if it wasn't like out of whack, you always take it. I was thinking 200,000 is a fair price. Less. This is what Virginia and the whole the Carolinas, Virginia. This house sucks. At 2.25%, your mortgage and your HOAs are like $2,200, $2,500. Just let's walk through it, right? You buy it for 2.25% even, right? Your mortgage is $2,000. Your HOAs, let's just call the whole thing. I'm sure there's some HOA and something, or some fees, some bullshit, landscaping, whatever. Let's call this thing $2,500 a month. It's 3 bedrooms. You can probably rent it for, let's just say you rent it for $2,800. Let's say you rent it for $3,200 a month, which you won't, but let's say you do, right? It's got 2,000 square feet. It's got the right bath count. It's got the right bedroom count. You're buying it for a condo price, but your rental costs are where you're going to get f***ed up. So you're going to redo 2,000 square feet. Let's say you spend, let's just say you spend 55, 60 grand. I don't think you're going to get an increase in the rent from $3,000, 3,200 that we're already doing the money on. And it's just like, when do you actually make the money? You know what I mean? Like, is Harrisonburg, Virginia on a run up? Like, this will trade with the market of Harrisonburg, Virginia. So in a 5-year period and in a 7-year period, how much money are you going to make on this thing? Like, how much is it going to go up to 350? Good, because you own it for 300, and it's been paying its mortgage off, but it's been making you that $600. It's been making you that sweet. $6,000 a year.
Sweet money.
You know, to have frat kids named Grud.
Yeah.
Hey, the landlord's here. Shut up. What's up? Yeah, dude, the washing machine's not working. We filled it with ice.
It's a cooler now.
Yeah, dude, can my boy park his car on the back lawn? Yeah, it's not running. It was making a up noise. Like, eh. Yeah, dude, did my mom end up paying you the rent? Sick, no doubt. Like, if that can be your life. And then your neighbor hating your guts for trying to turn it into a rental that only college kids can pay the stupid money for. So I just don't like you can rent it to an executive, but you're basically renting it to people like yourself. I had a condo in Providence that I rented to people like myself, and those type of people have enough money to buy a house. So you'll have this like reoccurring thing. You can put it on a couple of websites and you have like corporate rentals and you can make money. I just don't like it because it's boring, and then your rental costs will kind of throw the whole thing off. We'll throw the money on. It's like, when did I actually make any money in this whole thing? I think there's better things to do with your time that will yield you more money than spending 40% of the cost of the thing on ending up with a condo that's got a nice kitchen.
We got J Cupcake with $25. Inheriting 600 acres farm and 60% of its woods. What the fuck do I do with all this? I have absolutely no experience.
Chill. Talk to planning. How much is it?
600 acre farm and 60% of it is all woods.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you can get a contract with logging, and they'll buy the hardwood, or they'll buy the old growth trees, and you can clear it. That's not a good idea though. You're not going to make a ton of money on that. Subdividing it, cutting it off and selling it, cutting it up pieces and selling it. Which roads do they border? You're going to need, like, on any time you build on land, you're going to need what's called, road frontage, right? You just have this big block of land. Are there roads all around it? Anywhere where there's roads, as long as there's no, wetlands permitting, how much of it is wet? Go to planning. Surveying is going to cost you a fortune, but get every map you can get in there, and then figure out some ideas on subdividing it if you want. But you can basically sell chunks of it for money and let them suffer. If you really want to rip them off, you can subdivide it. You can do if you do 600 acres, you break off, like, let's just say 100 acres, and I'm going to walk you through a scenario. You sell the 100 acres for, let's just say, cheap. You sell 100 acres for 500 grand. And then you say, all right, man, you can build you can give me $100,000 down, and you can pay me $5,000 a month or $4,000 a month for 100 months, plus interest. And if he fucks up, you take the land back. That's what a lot of people do around here. They go, sure, go ahead, build a development. Oh, you went belly up? Oh, you bought a Yukon Denali? Oh, you bought 2 Bagger Harleys? Oh, you sold one house and then took the money and went to Range Rover? Oh, you bought Louboutin shoes? Oh, cool. Yeah, well, the lawyer did the paperwork up, so where you tried and failed, and now it's mine again. But thanks for half of a development.
We got Dylan McGraw with $25. I'm currently renting a slick little 1920s Tudor in Dallas. I pay the owner directly. She's told me she's willing to change the rental contract to a lease to own. What are the most important elements I should push for?
And establishing a price that works for you, and being able to like walk that. Yeah, that's fine. What kind of price are you trying to swindle me into, you old bitch? No, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to rip me off. Hey, that's too much money. Less. No matter what number she says, less. You have to say it like that, though. It's the only way you can negotiate with a 60-year-old woman or older. You have to scream in her
Dallas,
face.
Texas.
Yeah. I was thinking 200,000 is a fair price. Less. Tired of you playing with me. I'll kick your. Stop being a dumb.
She thinks because it's just because it's Dallas, she can.
Yeah. What do you think? You're the only cowboy in town? You ever see a gun like this? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll just keep renting. Maybe I'll. You know what? Maybe I'll rent out a prison cell. Yeah.
You got 3 meals a day for free.
Yeah, I like that deal a little bit better. Free meals. No, I was trying to be fair with you. But no, establishing a price that works for you. Try to. I think with one thing about like older people I've dealt with is like you can be like, I'd like to be in a position where I think there's money for me to make on this thing, because if I buy it at top dollar, Mrs. Grady, I don't think so. Yeah. Honestly, it's just that number. That's really after that. It's how much would you like down, and then how would you like to proceed? You can draft up a loan agreement with a real estate attorney and let them draft up the terms, and
talk about how you like Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah,
and the Lawrence Welk Show.
Yeah, you can watch Carol Burnett with her all night. That'll be fun. Yeah, why don't you come sit next to me? Come here. Come on, let's watch Carol Burnett. Hey, would you do? She's like 250. Like, would you do 180? She's basically looking for a reverse mortgage. But yeah, no. Honestly, price establishment is the way I would work that, and just if you're paying $1,500 a month in rent, and you can pay $2,000 to own it on a term, I would always. There was a rule back in the 80s, like anytime anybody ever wants to hold paper for you, where you don't essentially have to hinge your credit on it. If it wasn't like out of whack, you always take it. There were a lot of like industrialists or business guys in the 80s that were like, "What's that, Mr. Hatchet? You'll hold paper? Hell yeah, I'll buy it." If the property's not in disarray and whatnot. Yeah. So take a long look at the property, add it all up, and then, do your math, That looks crystal. That looks like they were making in there for real. Propane. Wow. So the Crystal House in Calgary with the, so it needs you got 6,000 in dumpsters. I've seen houses I've cleaned houses like this out before, so I'm not like totally scared of it. You were going to do the walls over anyway. So the way to look at this house is, are they pricing this house like a full gut? It's a crystal. Come on, let's be honest. It's for sale. Okay, so it's cash buy. No, it's not cash.
Don't miss this investment opportunity.
Yeah.
Judicial sale.
Is there a loan on it? Of course, you polite ass motherfucker. Yeah. So it's the worst house in the neighborhood. Is this house worth $679,000 Canada dollars after it's done? It's not that bad. The house, it's not bad. It's the worst house in the neighborhood. That is what you want to buy. You were gonna do it anyway. This clutter doesn't scare me. I would make a big fucking fuss about it. I'd say the pipes are all cut, the plumbing's all up. The guy tried to burn the chimney's up. The guy was burning hockey skates in the fireplace for 6 months. You were going to do the drywall anyway. You were going to do the kitchen anyway. You were going to do the bathrooms anyway. The house is a complete piece of shit. In like 4 hours in an afternoon, you can have this place cleaned out. You're $85,000 of real money away from a house that you're not scared where, you're going to walk around the corner and your daughter's going to have a diabetic pen in her arm.
Yeah.
Honey, no. No, what's that? Like, I mean, you're gonna gut this thing all the way down kitchen, but you were gonna do it anyway. If you're buying it for, if a nice house in this neighborhood sells for $625,000, that is the same exact house, I would buy that one. I'll say that, and I would, and honestly, you're gonna be fighting with wannabe flippers because this is like a wannabe flipper hard-on house. It does have the nice garage in the back with the overhead doors and whatnot, so. Really, really look at the finished product in this whole neighborhood. Comp out the house yourself. Add the rehab into this. Let's say 85 grand, 100 grand. On top of that, imagine it's all cash. Is it going to comp out? Or are you going to make $1? Because I don't feel good about Canadian real estate and a lot. But I'm not going to. This house is $150,000 away. You need a door. You need drywall. You need landscaping, windows, and whatnot. But as far as what it is, it's okay. But it needs to be priced well under market for it to be worth that. And I don't know. I'm not scared of it, but again, it's $4,000 worth of trash, and the house looks totally different. They should have did it.